What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I have my top 10 QBs in the NFL. I'll be ranking them 1 through 10. We'll start with number 10, and then we'll end with number 1. So yeah, before we get into it, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you like these types of videos, and I'll be doing more in the future. We're going to have a wide receivers tier list coming out in a few days, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe. And yeah, so I'll be ranking my top 10 NFL QBs. It's going to be a good list, I think. And yeah, make sure you guys comment if you agree with my list, and if not, make sure to send your list in the comments and and say who you have in your top 10, 1 through 10. And yeah, I think the NFL season is just around the corner. It's been a long wait. I'm really excited for the season. I can't really wait that much longer. But preseason starts next month, I believe, and then the NFL, and then the regular season starts in September. So I think it's going to be a very fun season. And yeah, I'll keep doing these NFL videos every few weeks or so, just to keep the NFL content going, because this is a NBA, NFL, and soccer YouTube channel. So yeah, and then we're gonna have a lot of content coming over the weekend. Like I said, we have the wide receivers tier list. We'll be doing the NBA finals, obviously, and then there's gonna be the Euro 2020 final. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So I made a slideshow. For my list, and I will be presenting that real shortly. And yeah, so on my list, there's going to be a lot of players. I'll say like they're interchangeable, meaning like let's say one guy is number, like I have. I'll tell you who I have at number 10 right now. It's Ryan Tannehill, and then my guy at number 9. So my guy Matthew Stafford at number 9 could be 10, and Ryan Tannehill could be 9. Like they could be interchangeable. That's just an example. I don't actually have it like that, but yeah, that's what I mean when I say interchangeable. But yeah, so let's get this started. So I'm gonna share my slasher real quick. So there we go. We got the Lamar Jackson background in the back. You can't really see him, but yeah. So yeah, there we go. That's the heading. And then okay, so 10 I have Ryan Tannehill, like I just said to you guys, and then 9 I have Matt Stafford. But okay, so Ryan Tannehill, he ever since he's been a great player. At the Dolphins, he showed that he had potential. He went to Tennessee. He was originally going to be the backup for Marcus Mariota, but Marcus Mariota gets benched that 1 week, and Ryan Tannehill takes over, and the team just started winning. They were amazing. They made the playoffs. They knocked out. This is in 2019. They knocked out New England Patriots and my Baltimore Ravens, which was a very unfortunate game. But I think Ryan Tannehill, the Titans' offense is very centered around Derrick Henry. And it's a very run-heavy offense. Obviously, him being the best running back in the league, going for 2,000 plus yards last season, which was amazing. So it's very centered around that. But Ryan Tannehill has proven and proven again that when he's needed, he can show up. Like against the Patriots in that one game, he barely threw the ball, but he had to make those throws. He made them. In the Ravens game in 2019, and when you had to make those throws, he made them. And 2020 for him, that was even better. He look at the stat through 3,800 plus, and he did only throw 7 picks, and he had 31 touchdowns. So I mean, he showed massive improvement in 2021. And getting Julio Jones, and obviously having AJ Brown already, getting Julio Jones on your team, that's just gonna be like the Titans' offense is probably one of the best in the game. Just there's a lot of questions around their defense, but that's gonna elevate his game even more, I think. With Julio, you have Julio as maybe a first or second option with AJ Brown. Like, that's a deadly duo right there. And yeah, I think Ryan Tannehill is just going to get better with the addition of Julio. And he's already proven that he's a great quarterback, and he can even run the ball pretty well. I've seen he's a bit mobile, not as mobile as some other guys, but he's proven he's mobile. He's mobile. So yeah, I got Ryan Tannehill at 10. I think there's big things to come for this Titans team. I don't know if it's the AFC Championship game, but I know they're gonna have a good season, and I think they'll win their division. And yeah, we'll see what Ryan Tannehill can do. I think he'll improve. And there we go. Matt Stafford is number 9 on my list of the Los Angeles Rams. And This guy, I think he's underrated at the moment, to be honest. He, he's been with the Lions all of his career. Like he's been with them. Lions are trash franchise in my opinion. They've proven that over and over again. It's very, very sad to watch them play football. I mean, Matthew Stafford is a top 10 quarterback, and he's proven that by leading them to the playoffs multiple times. He's 0-3 in the playoffs, but that's because he's with the Detroit Lions. Now he's with the Los Angeles Rams, and his game's going to be elevated even more with Cam Akers in the backfield and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods as his two receivers. If he had stayed in Detroit, he wouldn't have anyone to throw the ball to. Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, they all left. So this was a great trade for his career, in my opinion. I think he's gonna be pretty. He's gonna be. I mean, these guys are Super Bowl contenders now. Their defense is stacked, obviously, but just Matthew Stafford himself, he's proven he can be an elite quarterback. And at the Lions, he wasn't able to do. He wasn't really able to do that with the team centered around him. Like the quarterback has to have a good team around them in order to play well. They can't always carry all the load. So, I mean, Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams, I think he'll have a good season. They're definitely a Super Bowl contender of mine. And yeah, Matthew Stafford. So we'll move on to number 8. So we have Kyler Murray. I think all three of these guys are interchangeable, by the way. You could have Ryan Tannehill at 8, Stafford at 10. They're all interchangeable, in my opinion. And I forgot to talk about my honorable mentions, which were Baker Mayfield, and Justin Herbert. I'm sure I'm forgetting some guys, but those two definitely came across my mind. There's Joe Burrow who's having a good season before he got injured, but yeah, those guys come to mind when I think about honorable mentions. But yeah, I mean Justin Herbert, I think he'll have a MVP type candidate. I could see that happening season. But yeah, back to Kyler Murray. This guy's so explosive, so fun to watch. Last season he rushed for 800 yards plus. I forgot how many touchdowns he threw for 26 touchdowns. Um, and yeah, he's a dual threat QB. Very fun to watch. And I saw a list saying he's one of the most probably the most explosive runner in the league. So yeah, he's definitely a great quarterback with great potential. He was even in. People forget he was in the MVP conversation. I think last season, like week 9, week 8, something like that. He was there. That Cardinals team was playing really well. They got DeAndre Hopkins and all those guys, but they did choke in the end. They finished 8-8. But I think bigger things will happen this season. They're just in a tough division. That NFC West division. But yeah, Kyler Murray, I think he's an amazing quarterback. And getting AJ Green, I think that will also, AJ Green's past his prime, yeah, but he's still a great receiver. Um, so yeah, we got him at 8. There's been a lot of comparisons of him to Lamar Jackson. I want to make it clear, he's not better than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is an MVP. Like this guy did not throw for 30 plus touchdowns. He did win Rookie of the Year, but he's not an MVP. I mean, I think he's a future MVP, but he's not as good as Lamar Jackson. But yeah. Okay, so we'll go on to number 7, Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott, what an injury he had last season. He's coming off a very, very, very big injury. I think that injury, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's fully even fit right now, but I think when he comes back, he's gonna have a big comeback season, and he's probably one of those candidates for comeback player of the year. And I could definitely see him winning it. I think, and people are saying he'll be an MVP candidate, and I actually could see him being one. Before he got the injury, he proved he can be an elite quarterback. That rookie season, which was truly amazing. After that, he wasn't as good, but I think that was definitely one of his best seasons. That rookie year with Zeke and all of them. He did throw for 30 touchdowns in 2019. His season was cut short last year. But yeah, Dak Prescott, I think he'll have a bounce back season. And, I hope and I really would like to see that. Player coming off that big of an injury, that would be big. And I think, like I said, I think he'll win the comeback player of the year award, And the Dallas Cowboys, yes, they do have a lot of hype always surrounding them because they're America's team for some reason. But yeah, he's a great quarterback, and Man, I think maybe this is overhyped a little bit. Dak Prescott coming back and all that. I saw PFF. They have him at like 5 or 6 on their list or something like that. I don't think he's that far up. Just because of his injury, but we'll see. So we'll go on to 8. So we got Josh Allen. Now this may surprise some of you guys because a lot of people think Josh Allen is the top 5 QB in this league, and you'll see who I have before him. And this isn't, yeah. So I think Josh Allen he's definitely an MVP type player. I think he he had an MVP type season last year, throwing for 37 touchdowns, and just a breakout season. You got Stephon Diggs. He has a good team around him now. So yeah, Josh Allen is number 6 for me, and it was fun watching him last year. I'm a Ravens fan. It was horrible watching him destroy our team in the playoffs, but yeah, he can launch the ball so far. His arm is so big, and he's mobile as well. That's one of his underrated attributes. I think he's a very mobile quarterback. I remember him hurdling someone in his rookie year, and yeah, just he's a pretty good underrated runner. That's one of his attributes that people don't really talk about. But yeah, just like I said, he's a very good versatile quarterback. Okay, next I have Lamar Jackson. Now, most people have Josh Allen better than Lamar Jackson, and I understand that. They have Josh Allen at 5, Lamar at 6, or even Lamar lower. Lamar is very disrespected, but I have Lamar Jackson. This isn't biased or anything. I actually think Lamar Jackson is better. I think like in his MVP season, people forget how good he was. That last season it was kind of the 2020 season just that wasn't his best season. But people don't look at Josh Allen's second year and his rookie year. Lamar Jackson was better than him in those years. So if we're talking about overall, I'd say Josh Allen had a better season last year, yes. But Lamar Jackson had a better season in his first few years. And we'll see. I'm really excited to see how it plays out this season. I think Lamar Jackson will have a better year than Josh Allen just because he got Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins, and they have a pretty good offense surrounding him. Last season our wide receiver one was Marquise Brown. So I mean, Lamar Jackson's I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. People say it was an off year, and it wasn't even that bad of a year, for being honest. He missed a few games just because he had COVID and all that, but threw for 26 touchdowns. That's not bad. He broke the 1,000-yard mark. I think a lot of people just don't like Lamar Jackson just because of the style of play. People are so used to that pocket Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, whatever that type of quarterback, that pocket passer type quarterback. So Lamar Jackson is just different, and like I said, I think he's better than Josh Allen. Like he's so dynamic. He can when I remember when he took over for Joe Flacco. It was a few years ago, and he got us to the playoffs that one year in his rookie year. We literally just changed the scheme around him, and it's a run heavy offense. And it doesn't. People call him running back and all that, but he did throw for 36 touchdowns in his MVP season. So I don't see how he's a running back. He can make long throws. Like people don't pay attention to that stuff. But yeah, so just Lamar. I think Lamar Jackson is just a better overall player than Josh Allen, and I think he's proven that to me. If I'm being honest, he's proven that already. But yeah. Next we have Tom Brady. So Tom Brady is not the same as he was with the Patriots. Yes, he did just win the Super Bowl. He had a great team around him and great defense that helped him get there. He's still an elite quarterback in my opinion. I think I have him. I think I was a bit generous with this one because I've seen a lot of lists and people have him like 6, 7, something like that. But I think he's 4. PFF had him second, which I'm like. I don't even pay attention to PFF anymore because just the rankings are so bad. Someone had like Lamar Jackson ranked 10th. Like I'm tired of seeing Lamar Jackson being disrespected. I've said that before, but I'm tired of it. But they had Brady second. I'm okay. Yeah, so I never pay attention to them. I've done reactions to their lists in the past. You guys can check those out, but just I don't know. But back to Tom Brady. This guy's a 7-time Super Bowl winner. I don't really. It just wasn't right putting him like lower than this. I think he's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and he proved it last season. People said, "Oh, he's washed up with the Bucks. He's not going to do that good." But he proved everyone wrong. He won a Super Bowl. Like that's the best you can do his seventh Super Bowl. He's probably, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's the greatest of all time. I've never really liked Tom Brady, to be honest, but he's probably the greatest of all time. And just winning that Super Bowl. Going into next season, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl just because I mean, he is like literally as he ages, he gets better, but like not better, but I think just from last season, he did show a bit of he did show some decline. I have his stats up right here. I mean, he threw for 40 touchdowns, which is crazy. They didn't really have the best run game, I'd say, with Leonard Fournette, but he did show up in the playoffs. But so he was forced, and he had Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and um, Mike Evans, and they have all 22 starters returning for next season, which is pretty crazy. And they really are dedicated to running it back. I don't think they will, just because I think Brady is on the decline. But yeah, that's why he's fourth. I still think he's a top 5 QB. People might disagree with that, but yeah, Russell Wilson, I got third. Russell Wilson, like he's been an elite quarterback for a while now. Like I don't know how long it's been, but like he won that Super Bowl in like just a few years into his career. It was like a second round pick, something like that. He's thrown for 30 plus touchdowns like multiple times. He threw for 40 plus last season. Just it's with the Seahawks. Like they always choke at the end of the season. I mean, they literally it happens every time. Just yeah, Russell Wilson. He's still a top 3 quarterback in my opinion. I did initially have Brady over Wilson, so I'll make them interchangeable. I think they're both interchangeable. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say it for Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I think them two are definitely interchangeable with each other. But yeah, Russell Wilson and Tom Brady interchangeable. I think Russell Wilson, he's a very good improviser type quarterback, and you guys have probably watched him a lot. He's a great quarterback. He's proved it over and over again. You know, I mean, with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, that's a decent offense. And this season, I'm really looking at him for that second half of the season type um, performance. Like they always come out so strong, but when it comes to the end of the season, they're just dead. I don't know if they're Super Bowl contenders at the moment because they're in such a great division. I have the Rams actually winning that division. The 49ers are contenders to make the playoffs as well. And same with the Cardinals. Every team in that division is. But yeah, I still think Russell Wilson's an elite quarterback. I did have a bit of a hard time to put him at 3, 4, or 5, but I think he's top 3 still. And yeah, he's probably in his prime of his career. Okay, at 2, I have Aaron Rodgers, and I think you guys probably already know who I have at number 1, but that guy, he's interchangeable with Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's coming off an MVP season. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to address Deshaun Watson. I do not know if he's gonna play this season, so I did not put him on my list. So if you're wondering about that, there you go. But Deshaun Watson, if I could rank him somewhere, I'd probably say 5 or 6. I think I'd say fifth or maybe fourth with Brady at fifth, and Ryan Tannehill probably moved down to 11. Um, and yeah, that's where I would put Deshaun Watson. But yeah, so back to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, coming off an MVP season, 48 touchdowns. Like, I mean, he went crazy last season. 48 touchdowns. That's the most touchdowns of his career, and he's like 38 or something like that. He only threw 5 interceptions. Just in the end, his team, just his front office, just isn't dedicated. And there's a reason he wants out. If I was him, I'd also want out. He has Devontae Adams but they never draft him an offensive weapon. Last season they draft Jordan Love, and he goes off and just does this MVP season. This season they drafted a defensive player. I forget what their name was, but they need more weapons on that offense if they want to get to the Super Bowl. And I think if Rodgers stays and actually plays for them, then they are Super Bowl contenders. If not, they're like second or third in the division. Like, I don't think Jordan Love's that great of a QB, if I'm being honest, but yeah, if you take Aaron Rodgers off that team, they're done. And so yeah, like Aaron Rodgers is just he's won one Super Bowl, but like a player like him, like I think he just needs more. Like he's a top 5 quarterback of all time, and I really think I'd really just be pushing for that move, and I think he is right now for that move away from Green Bay to Denver or something like that because you're not gonna win with them. if they're gonna keep drafting players that you don't want on your team. The last time, like, they haven't drafted a skilled position player in the first round in like years. And like Devontae Adams was their second round pick, and they're lucky he's a star. You know, he's probably the best, if not the best, receiver in the game. And there we go. Number one is Patrick Mahomes. You know, I mean, he's been amazing every year of his career that he's played. In his rookie year, he didn't really play. He was playing behind Alex Smith, but just the next season, throwing for 50 touchdowns, which was crazy. He won the Super Bowl last season, getting to the Super Bowl again and coming up short just because the offensive line was trash. If they had an offensive line, I totally think they could have won that game. And just, yeah, he threw for 38 touchdowns last season. That team doesn't really have a great run game. So, I mean, he is forced to throw the ball a lot. But I think him and Rodgers are probably interchangeable. So, a lot of people have Aaron Rodgers one on their list, but I mean, I think I have Patrick Mahomes. He's probably going to be the face. I mean, he's one of the faces of the NFL right now, and he's going into his fifth year. You know, he got that big contract last season after he won the Super Bowl, and a lot of people are saying, that LeBron Michael Jordan debate. A lot of people are saying that could happen with Mahomes and Brady. So I think, this guy's just going to be amazing for years to come, and it's very fun watching him play. When he's pressured in the pocket, he can just roll out, he'll like a no look pass or something like that. Like, it's amazing. He had a no look pass against the Ravens a few years ago, I think. And that one that was crazy what he did there. He can throw the ball in the run so well, whether it's to the left or the right. Like, he's a righty, and he can just roll out to the left and just launch like a 50-yard bomb for the touchdown. It's Tyreek Hill who has the amazing. It goes perfect with Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman. Those two are so fast. They can just run a deep route and burn their cornerback, and then you can just throw it deep with his amazing arm. In Madden, he does have that ability called bazooka for a reason. So, yeah, Mahomes, he's shown he's an elite quarterback. He's probably the best at the moment. It's either him or Rodgers, definitely. But yeah, that's it. That's the list. So I'll go over it again. So yeah. All right, so we got Ryan Tannehill at 10. Like I said, he can make those throws when he's needed. He's getting Julio Jones and in the offense, and that's just gonna elevate his game. Matthew Stafford, he's joining the Rams. This is probably gonna be one of the best years of his career because he's not with the Lions. We have Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott coming off that injury. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, there you go. That's my top 10 quarterbacks for you. If you guys have a different list, make sure to drop that in the comments. We'll be back with another NFL video tomorrow. I'll be ranking the NFL's best receivers. It won't be a top 10. It'll be a tier list. I kind of like those tier list type. I did do a QB's tier list, but I like those tier list type videos more because you don't really have to. It's not as hard to I had to prepare for this. I really had to think about I had to put stats and play all that together. So I definitely like those tier lists. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications to get notified when I do post that video. It might be a live stream, it might be a recording. So yeah, you can just stay tuned for that. But yeah, like I said, like the video, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in that video. And make sure to comment if you agree or disagree, and leave your